Alright, in today's video, I got some IRW slider Ulua short casting rods. So I'm going to be polishing up some sets of guides that I've got. So let me turn around the camera and show you what I'm doing. So these are some these are titanium. This is titanium Hilo guides. These are my guides that I made. This isn't store-bought kind, but there are store-bought titanium Hilo guides. I don't make these anymore, so these are just some spare sets that I had for myself. So these guides, they're titanium. I'm gonna make, it's a slider, so I'm gonna be using 6 Hilo guides and you know, the tip. But so we got 6 Hilo guides over here. These have already been, they're a little brighter. These have already been electro polished. So they've been through a polishing process to help remove some of the sort of minor imperfections and minor intolerances in the machining process. And I sent these out to be electro polished. So what it does is it helps kind of clean up the material, clean up some of the rough spots. And then it also brightens up the material because titanium is kind of gray. It's like a dark gray. So if you had purchased guides from me years ago, you would know that I offered these in an electro polished version. And I also offered a like a high polishing option, which, so I don't have my workshop anymore where I used to do these in my workshop. So I did this makeshift sort of jerry rig thing. I just took a stool because this thing gets kind of messy and I don't want all the mess in my garage. So some things you're gonna need, for this, if you've got maybe some Hilo guides that you want to polish up. Maybe you bought the store-bought ones that are kind of rough. Okay, some eye protection. I've got various staging sandpaper from 400 all the way to about 2000. Okay, and what you have to do, you got to cut these in strips. You got to find a way to affix the guides to something. You can clamp them, you can, you know, somehow bolt them down to a piece of wood without damaging them, but somehow where you can have them mounted to something so you can work on them. I've got some buffing pads, more buffing pads. These devices right here, they go in the Dremel and you put sandpaper inside, and it's like sandpaper flaps that will polish, and I'll show you what I can do with these. And then I've got some wheels here. This helps polish it. You can stack it up. It kind of gets into the grooves of the guides because they're coils. Okay. And then we got some Scotch-Brite's pads. I think the green one is like 180 and this one is like 320. After the 320, then I use the sandpaper. After I use the sandpaper, then I use the buffing pads with the polish, the semi-chrome polish. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mount the camera up and let's get started.